Our panel here to talk about that and more. Stephanie Miller is a national radio and TV host on the left. Jennifer Horn is the host of the Morning Answer on 870 AM here in Los Angeles on the right. Jennifer, Stephanie, welcome. We've got two powerhouse women from talk radio on opposite sides of the aisle coming together for The Story Is.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, we already got in a fist fight in
We
the
did.
room. Yeah.
I pulled a little hair, but it's fine. We look fine. It's fine.
We're ready to get going.
Listen, this is way past my bedtime, but I'm not going to fall asleep like Trump did 47 times today in the cabinet meeting, I promise.
Okay.
He was thinking, Stephanie. He was thinking.
he's
I
so
mean, speaking
sharp.
of sleepy,
He's
you
so
know.
sharp, Jennifer. Quick impression.
We got Joe Biden, who was the sleeper-in-chief for about 4 years.
When he can't even stay awake to listen to someone suck up to him like Marco Rubio right next to him.
Liberals do recognize nappers unless he's the president of the United States.
How's Sleepy Joe looking to everybody now?
It still looks pretty tired.
Yeah.
No, but Jennifer, since it's a Republican win, let's start with you. I guess congratulations. Your takeaway from the win in Tennessee.
Obviously, I'm happy about the win because this helps us with our count in the House of Representatives. I do think that we need to look at this as a little bit of a warning. I think that this was a bigger victory than many people expected. I think we'll probably see this go to about 9-10 points in a win, but this was a 22 Trump district. And so I think that the message for the Republican Party is figure out how to win when Trump is not on the ballot. And I think you have to counter the pie in the sky messaging that the Democrat socialists that are running in these elections are throwing to the American people, because we know socialism doesn't work, but they are selling an idea to the American people. I think Republicans need to counter with their own plans and have to be ready to go for 2026 because it's going to be a lot tighter than we think.
This wasn't a Democratic socialist in this district, right?
No, it was not.
Yeah.
I was really going to fall asleep during that, only because it's a 22-point district, as you said, Jen. 22 points Trump won by. This has got to scare the bejesus out of Republicans. We
won by 10.
We already had a blue wave. We won Mississippi. We won everything you could win in the last election. In this one, they had to spend millions of dollars in a solid Trump district. So there's a blue tsunami coming. I'm just telling you. I'm wearing red tonight just for you because it's the last time you're going to win.
We'll
it's
see.
the last time you're going to win anything.
But in terms of this member of Congress, doesn't matter if you win by 50 or if you win by 5 votes, you're still a member with the same voting record, and it will help them in this very thin majority that they have there. Let's talk about what's happening right now with Secretary Pete Hegseth, who's under fire. The Trump administration has been very upset at people on the left who are in the military who came out with a video that said, if the commander-in-chief gives unlawful orders, don't follow them, which is, by the way, the law of the land. So here is Pete Hegseth when there was a different commander-in-chief years ago.
I do think there have to be consequences for abject war crimes. If you're doing something that is just completely unlawful and ruthless, then there is a consequence for that. That's why the military said it won't follow unlawful orders from their commander-in-chief. There's a standard, there's an ethos, there's a belief that we are above what so many things that our enemies or others would do.
So that's when the commander-in-chief was Barack Obama.
You would think that drunk texting war plans would be, Signalgate would have been, I mean, not saying I haven't drunk texted war plans, but I'm not the Secretary of Defense, so no one cared. But
we don't know that he drunk texted.
I mean,
that is a joke. That is a joke. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the fact that every legal expert has said this is clearly either a war crime or murder. Either way, it is absolutely despicable. There is no defending it. And he proved the point that these Democrats made in the video, that you shouldn't obey illegal orders. There is no planet on which this is not illegal.
Does it not feel like a little bit of hypocrisy when you hear that video?
It doesn't feel like hypocrisy to me at all. Pete Hegseth is talking about the necessary need for whistleblowers. What we had here are 2 anonymous sources that were debunked today by the New York Times. Democrats are clutching to this story because they want to prove that Donald Trump committed a war crime so that Mark Kelly doesn't get brought before a military tribunal because of his lie. inappropriate behavior. Look, the Washington Post ran with this story.
What did he lie about? I mean,
Mark Kelly?
in that video, what did he lie
That
about?
there were illegal orders given by President Trump when they were.
He didn't say that. He didn't say that.
But let's say that he was insinuating that illegal orders would be given. That was inappropriate. That was not the place of a senator. And let me ask you this question honestly: if anybody did that to Joe Biden, under any Republican senator, if Ted Cruz came out, they'd have him already sitting in the town square throwing stones at him. The hypocrisy here is on the Democrat side. And let's talk about the scandal, because this is the important part. Pete Hegseth, I mean, I feel like James Comey should get royalties on this story, because this is the scam that Democrats run all the time. They come up with anonymous sources, 2 of them. They feed that story traditionally to a mainstream news media outlet like the Washington Post. The Washington Post runs with it. It gets debunked, and nobody apologizes for it. How is that possible? We heard from the New York Times. They have 5 sources that say Pete Hegseth did not give the order that the Washington Post said that they did in their reporting. So where's the retraction?
He keeps changing his story. So how do you know what the story is?
I don't think that he's changed his story. He's been pretty clear. He has denied it. So has President Trump. So has Caroline Leavitt.
He said it live on Fox News that he watched the strike.
And he stepped out after the second strike.
First of all, the first strike was illegal. The second strike was clearly also illegal.
But he has defended
it.
But he has also said that the strike was the right call.
Of course,
and
the strike is legal.
Do you think it was the right call?
This is a group of people. This Tren de Aragua has been designated as a terrorist group by the Trump administration.
You have no evidence. They have no evidence.
What about their boat full of drugs? I mean, Venezuela is a transit point for China and drug
the boat, and you charge them. You don't. This is clearly illegal. The entire thing.
I think that you have a terrorist group, and the government is in their right.
This poor admiral under the bus, right? He's like, oh, he's a fine American, and I support him.
Supported him. I mean, they seem to be supporting him and saying that he gave a lawful order. I don't think that anybody is throwing him under the bus. I think that everybody within the Trump administration and I maintain that this is a lawful strike. And I think Democrats simply just want to come up with the war crime so that they can save themselves.
I think the latest story is Hegseth wasn't there. He was out doing shots. So I think that's what he said. He didn't. He stepped out.
She's also joking about that. Let's talk about a story happening here in Southern California. The LA County Board of Supervisors today approving this idea that it should be illegal for ICE, Border Patrol, other federal law enforcement agents to wear masks when they're out on patrol. A lot of those folks in the federal government have said that they get doxxed, that it is unsafe for them to be out doing this, which is why they wear the masks. What do you make of this? And is it even legal for the board or for California to tell the federal government how to do their job?
Yes, I think it is, because I think officers should. I live right near the Home Depot, Alex. They are jumping out of trucks, not identifying themselves, and throwing people in vans. I mean, that should be the bare minimum, that you have to have insignia and identify yourself. I'm sorry, they're wearing masks as they're cowards.
I think it's interesting that it's not legal for the Trump administration to bomb terrorists, but it is legal for a local government to tell federal agents what to wear. This is the double standard that we have. We have to think about this story in Los Angeles. And look, I'll admit, and
terrorists or fishermen, we don't really know, but sure, go ahead.
Okay. I don't know, but that's an interesting kind of bait that those fishermen were using on their expedition. But I will say in Los Angeles, look, I will be totally honest with you that I don't love the idea of federal agents wearing masks. I want people to be clearly identified, but I also understand that it's a really dangerous time right now. You have snipers taking positions on buildings, trying to go after these guys. You have kids being threatened, and they have the right to protect themselves. And here's the problem with LA County. They can vote all day long, but they have no jurisdiction over federal agents. That is the federal government's call, no matter what the Board of Supervisors want to impose.
Well, and the state of California passed similar law statewide from Scott Wiener that Governor Newsom supported. Sorry.
It used to be Trump's best issue. He is underwater on that, along with every other issue. But underwater, because the American people are saying, not like this. Yeah. Nobody is for illegal immigration, but we are not like this. not what they are doing. They are terrorizing people.
Do you support the idea of shutting down the border, the fact that there are so many fewer people coming across illegally because of what the Trump administration
we
has
could have
done?
had comprehensive immigration reform if it weren't for Republicans. George Bush was for it. John McCain was for it. That's what
There
we
are a
really
lot of
need.
Democrats and Republicans who have not been for that.
Yeah.
When Democrats had total control of Congress, they didn't pass it either.
It was always Republicans that blocked it, even
Yeah.
though there was a Republican president trying to get it done.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. Spirited fun. Enjoy
Always.
having both of you.
Last time you're going to win.
Thank you so
Red
much.
for you.
All right, we'll be right back.